Welcome back into Stateline Slam Plus here. I'm Anthony Ferretti.
I'm Shrikar Gendron.
And we had a lot of girls games in there in that first block, but now we're going to go to a couple of boys games. Both of them are going to be in the Nick 10. We're going to first pick things up. We're going to go to the Castle between Harlem and Auburn. We can get that going there. Here we go. Knights up 31-21 at the half. Darian Royals going to get it here. Drives in, count the basket and the foul. Absorbing the contact there. 37-21 Auburn. Now about midway through the third. Breon Amory King, he's going to exchange it as they won a little turnover. He counts the basket and draws the foul there. Now Mike-Juan Marshall, 0 on your screen. On the left side, they're going to eventually get it back to him here. He's going to get a three. It is 47-29. Auburn through three in this one. Then Julius Roundtree, speaking of threes, he was draining it there, trimming into the deficit. Harlem able to get the deficit into less than 10 points at one point in the game in the fourth. But Amir Danforth, he led the way for Auburn. He's going to get a bucket here, and Auburn would win this one 64-51.
All right, we talked about Alderman just a bit earlier. Let's get to some more history that was recognized in this one as Marquise Goldsmith passed Andre Good for most career rebounds from an East player. Goldsmith got his moment with the former Detroit Piston, and who better to get this party started between Freeport and East than Goldsmith himself. First points of the game, just rises up over his defender and sinks it. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. That's fundamental basketball, and Goldsmith has it in spades. He fakes the pass, drives inside, spin move, nope, spin back out, and hits another midi. Goldsmith finished with 17 points and 17 boards. Oh. Absolutely insane stat line, which we'll get to in a second. Demarion Douglas hits a couple big shots for Freeport, the first being a corner three, and then a tough layup through contact, as you can see right here. Surprisingly, no foul called. I thought they'd call it, at least blow the whistle there, but they didn't. But behind that stat line I mentioned for Marquise Goldsmith, East gets it done 59-52.
And yet, as you mentioned in Stateline Slam this week, our word of the week milestones in this one with Alderman and Goldsmith. What was it like being there? I mean, that was probably a pretty cool moment for him to kind of get that torch passed on, I guess, per se.
100%. It was a cool moment for one, but I think also watching the game itself, there was a realization that I was watching a special player. Because every single second on that court, Marquise Goldsmith was the most ferocious guy. The guy that was playing the most tenacity. And that's something I love. You know, I love physical basketball. And I love seeing that happen in high school hoops. I think Marquise Goldsmith is the epitome of all that. He is a complete dog in the paint. You know, he's always fighting for every board, cleaning up the glass. We always have that saying where it's board man gets paid. I've never seen a truer statement for anyone than Marquise Goldsmith, all right? The guy can definitely hoop, and I'm glad to see that his honor and him getting that career rebounding mark got recognized, and bringing in Andre Good was just the cherry on top.
Yeah, and he was even adding to it 17 boards. I mean, you look at his stat line, 17 points, 17 rebounds. You think, gosh, that's got to be an NBA stat. There's no way that's true. But, I mean, as you said, he is a special player. Maybe we could see him on the Pistons one day with how aggressive their rebounding has been.
100%. When we think about the bad boy Pistons, what do we talk? We think about the physicality, right? I think Marquise Goldsmith fits that to a T. Now, we're not going to get too far of the headline. This is high school hoops. But yeah, I think this guy could definitely be a special player. I just see it. You see it with him. Yeah. He has the it factor. He has what it takes at the next level. When you're fighting for every board and you're really going for it and you're that physical, I think there is success coming his way.
I mean, you could probably see like Stephen A. Smith talking about, he's like, I understand. This guy is incomprehensible. It is inconsequential.
Stop, man. Stop, man. We're looking too far down the line. For high school hoops, the guy is very, very solid. He'll get the job done.
But there was another milestone to talk about in the North Boone game. She got 1,000 points, and that's not even the only milestone she's nearing. She is also inching closer to 1,000 career rebounds herself.
Yeah, I think that's very, very impressive in itself as well. When we talk about Alderman, I was surprised that it took that long to get the 15 points necessary because she's just a scorer, right? Like, she knows what she's doing every time she's on the court. She's a great facilitator. She's a great ball handler. So to see it take that long is one thing, but the fact she got it done is a whole nother thing, and that's the thing that should be most applauded here. I think it's a great, great milestone to have, especially as you mentioned, she's inching towards another one. Alderman's also got a very, very bright future, in my opinion.
And she's only a junior. Talking with the coach, very excited to
That's
have
another year of development.
Yes, definitely. I mean, just going to be adding to that and just all these statistics. I mean, you think 1,000 rebounds. I mean, that is a lot of boards you're getting every game.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Two players that really play with a lot of tenacity. I think that's the overall gist of what we're saying. You want to play good high school hoops, you got to want it more than the next person, and these two have clearly showed that in spades.
Well, this week, yeah, all about milestones. Who knows what next week is going to be? Maybe some scoring history, who knows, but we will have to see. But that is going to end it. Obviously, a lot more games we got to this week with temperatures warming up.
Yeah, 100%. And not as much cancellations, definitely more of an even flow this time. Back on business, back in the groove.
And a lot of good games, too, that were much closer, which is really what you want to see. And because it really is going to test them as well when you get into that postseason. But, yeah, that is going to do it.
Yeah, 100%. I think this was a great week of Stateline Slam. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see you next week, week 5.